What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I thank you for taking the time on this beautiful hump day. And yes, it is the day before the NFL draft. And ladies and gentlemen, we've been getting prepared for these 10 picks to go down. We're all hoping on a prayer. Some people feeling pretty negative, some people pretty excited, like myself. We're all going to find out soon enough what this team looks like once they add all the rookies, whether that's 10 or what they plan on doing. You know, we've talked about the Eagles trading up, trading back, all of the options available. You see most of social media now talking about these things. And yes, they are all very possible, as they have been. That's why since last year we've talked about get excited about this team. Lots of ammo here when it comes to draft picks, cap space, all those things. And hey, it is what it is. We'll keep showing them. If they want to believe it, that's up to them. Now, here are the 10 picks we are talking about. We're going to go through, talk about this final position safeties. I might come back later tonight to do special teams because I know some people have been asking, but let's go through the final position on defense here. We're going to look at each round, and we're going to talk about where we could see the Eagles taking some of these guys, where I would be okay with it. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below, ladies, whoever it is. Let me know how you're feeling about the safety position, where you think the Eagles could add, because for me, it's a very important position in this draft, and there is some quite talented guys in this draft. So we've got Anthony Harris back. We saw Rodney McLeod leave, went to the Colts. That sucks, but we talked about getting younger. We know that Marcus Epps really stepped it up last year. Kayvon Wallace has a long way to go, but there's some potential there. Andre Sacheret came in, helped out as a defensive back, not just on his special team. So, he's somebody you could find a depth position. Kerry Vincent, Jared Maiden, the same goes for those guys that can help out on special teams. But beyond that, who the hell are you lining up with Anthony Harrison? Some people say Kayvon, some people Marcus Epps. Sure, that's fine. But I need you to go ahead and draft somebody, and not just draft somebody. After this draft, you go ahead and you sign Tyrann Mathieu. So that would be my ideal. And look, I think it comes down to what happens in this draft. So if we go in this first round, then I don't think we go after Tyrann Mathieu. But if it goes in the later rounds, then maybe we add someone like that. Or maybe add both in the first round and just so he can teach that young prospect. We shall see. But let's talk about that first round. I see a few guys here that could really, really amp this defense up. And it gets me excited just to think about any of these guys on this team. So I'll be real with you. We're going to talk about all of them because I think this should be one of the key positions for the Eagles. I think they need to go after a safety now, whether that be with pick 15 or 18. We'll talk about that, or if they have to trade up or trade back. So let's get into this. Let me know down below how you guys are feeling about this. And look, I think for me, holy hell, if you could trade up, Kyle Hamilton is that premier safety in this draft. And look, I like those other guys. I just said that. But Kyle Hamilton is the real deal. 6'4", 219. I mean, this dude is a beast. I mean, do I really need to explain? It's an ex-basketball player. He gets compared to Cam Chancellor. I mean, everything you want to know about this dude. I mean, he's just got it all. I mean, he's huge, but he's very versatile, man. And I think he can play in our very multiple scheme defense. So, I mean, he's just the kind of guy that can help you out in the run, in the pass. He does it literally all. You see here, he didn't have any sacks, but look, I think that you could use him in a multiple slew of ways, dude. So I'm really excited about this kid, and I would be okay if the Eagles went ahead and went up and got this kid. I really think that, he has some knocks on him. People talk about because he's so tall, he can't cover people that well, a change of direction, whatever the hell they want to whine about. Look, I don't care. I think Kyle Hamilton is the real deal. If you got to move up into the top 10, if he falls a little bit, I think the Eagles make a move. Now, I don't think you're trading into the top 5 to go after him. Maybe he goes there. Maybe somebody goes after him. He's that good. So wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know if that's somebody the Eagles are going to be able to nab. As much as I love him and would love to have him on the Eagles, not so sure that's going to happen. So if that does not happen and, you're still looking at a safety, well, a guy like Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State, good old PA boy from Pitt. Look, I love this kid too. So you guys have heard me talk about him. And look, he may fall into the second, sure, but I think he really has the talent to do some special things here. And I think one of the things is those hands. And if you watch Penn State, you know that this dude, he can go out to the ball. He's a hawk and he's got big ass hands. And I love everything about this dude's game, his technique, everything. He attacks dudes, uses his hands. I think this is the kind of safety the Eagles are looking for. But I just really think he could use some work in his coverage and stuff. So that's something we want, a coverage safety, right? So that's going to be something to keep in mind. So you're probably, for me, not going to trade up for him. But hey, if he falls, he's there at 18. Maybe you think about it. We've got a comment here, BMO. That's the guy we need. Are you referring to Hamilton or Brisker? Because I'll take either of them. But yes, Hamilton would be my preferred choice. But if you miss out on those guys, maybe there's some wild run or whatever it is. Maybe you want to trade back and then somebody nabs one of those guys you thought would be there. Maybe you go after a Lewis Cine. And dude, holy hell, this is another one. And we have talked about Georgia players in every single effing position because, well, they're just really that good. And this dude runs like a 4.37. He is the real deal, man. And I really think that he's somebody that reminds you of a younger Anthony Harris. So bring him in, allow him to learn from Anthony Harris, be that running mate with him. He's somebody that can really help you out with that versatility. We need a single high safety, but he can do all kinds of things. So I think he does well in man coverage too. That's exactly what we need from in a safety. So he's not the biggest dude though, 6'1", 200. So there's some knocks on his size, but I'll be real with you. I don't care. Don't at all. And yes, I figured you're talking about Hamilton. He is awesome. But yes, Lewis Cine is amazing, man. And I really think he is a first round prospect. And I think that, if the Eagles miss out on those guys, then I would be perfectly fine with Lewis Cine. Now, do I think you have to take him at 18? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this run on safeties goes. So it's really going to depend. But if they start going off the board, you might want to take one at 18. But if you feel you could trade back, acquire some more picks in this draft or next year or a player or whatever it is, well, then you do that. And you could definitely do that with some of these guys who are on the fringe, who I think are probably going to go in the second round, but could definitely go in the first round. And I think, once again, with one of those things I was just talking about, the scenario where, you trade back from the first round and still get one of these safeties. If that is your goal, if the guys that you like are not there, go check out all the other videos because there's obviously plenty of talent that I really like, but just giving you some options here. But this is another guy running a 4.38, but, 6 foot 192. So there's knocks on his size. But this is a kid that played a lot of nickel at Michigan. So he's really got that versatility. He can play that single high safety for us. He can help all over, a dime backer. He can be a lot of things in this defense, and he is fast as hell, man. And it's really fun to watch for a safety. So I really think he could blow some dudes up, and I think he'd be perfect for this defense. So sign me up for some Daxton Hill in the late first if you want to trade back. Now, another prospect who I feel could definitely sneak into the first, Jalen Petrie. And look, once again, these guys can probably will go into the second. There's some concern about size there. He's listed at like 5'11", 6 foot there, but I'll be real. This man, he played some linebacker before he was a safety. So let's just keep it real. This dude, he's an intriguing prospect for me. He really could, and I think he probably will go in the second, but maybe this run of how good those four safeties we just looked at, maybe some teams go after him and someone's like, damn it, now I got to move up. I got to grab a guy like a Petrie. Now, once again, he's probably going in the second. He could fall even further. I don't know how this draft's really going to go, but I like this kid. He's got some issues, a little stiff there, but dude, he was a linebacker converted. That's, what we're looking for here, ladies and gentlemen. So you pair him up with Kaiser White as those nickel and dime linebackers. Man, I would be excited about that. So use him in the safety role, use him all over the place. But yeah, I think we would definitely have a role for him. Now, if you miss out on any of those guys, or if those couple guys I just talked about were to not fall in the second, there are some other options here. So say you go with that Jamison Williams and Jordan Davis combo. You get those two guys. Maybe, you feel pretty good about that. I would, that's what I really like. So if you go down and you're like, look, in the second, in the third, there are definitely some options available. And some of these guys that will go into those rounds, man, even they are pretty exciting. And some of them specific roles, some of these guys, we talk about having versatility. So let's talk about a few of them. So Nick Cross from Maryland, I think, is somebody more of a hard-hitting safety that, you're not looking for exactly what we were talking about back there when it came to, that versatile single high safety. But I have not seen what I needed to see from Kayvon Wallace to be that box safety that can really be used as a big nickel, all kinds of things. And you need to add some competition there. So maybe you're intrigued by a guy like this who just knocks people's heads off. And he is a big dude. He is muscular. He's fun to watch. So, and he goes after dudes. Like I'm not going to say he reminds me of anyone, but he goes after dudes, and that's what you want to see. And we've all been missing that desperately. So could use a lot of work. That's why he's going in the second and third, but he's a hitter, dude. He is a hitter. So if that's what you're looking for, Nick Cross is your guy. Now, Tyson Anderson. This is a kid, Toledo, what? I don't care. This kid is another. I mean, 6'2", but he runs a 4.36. Holy hell. But this is another dude. You can line up as that big nickel, but with that kind of speed, holy shit. But he's fast for his size, man. He's really fast. So he's tough as hell. He looks like, he wants to go out and hit people, man. He looks like a safety. And I think that's something you want to see from these guys. You can talk about the upside, but he has already shown it on the field to me. He just, I think, kind of one-dimensional in that role, though, that big nickel kind of guy. So don't like him as a box safety too much or a single high safety. He needs a lot of work. He would be a prospect, but a project that you would have to work on. But hey, maybe someone's willing to take a shot in the third with the skills he has, with the speed he has at that height. Maybe you take a shot in the third round at 101. Now, you've got Brian Cook here from Cincinnati, another defense stacked with talent. So again, if you miss out on any of these guys in day one, there are definitely some options available. So don't get upset about it. I know some people get a little pissed off, but there are some guys. Now, in these rounds, I'm looking at some monsters here. So I think that Brian Cook is another one, dude. He'll knock your effing head off. Only played 21 games, but this is a dude that's really exciting to watch. You can move him around. We talk about that versatility, being that nickel linebacker. He played a little cornerback before. So I think this is a guy you could definitely move around and he'd knock your lights out and he could work on that coverage. But it would be something I would be more than okay with maybe taking a stab at if he goes in the third round. But a talented guy. So I'm all for it. My man AK in the building. What's going on, dude? Just here trying to talk about this safety position. About to go to my kids' practice here. So getting this one in. Probably come back later, do the special teams show. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing the mock draft. Then the draft is here. Yes, let's go. Hope you guys are as pumped as I am. Let's keep it moving. We've got rounds 4 and 5 also, ladies and gentlemen. So if you don't go with that safety position in those first few rounds, or maybe you want to take a couple because that room is so bare, well, there are a lot of options here from Nick Grant. You got a little smoke up on you. Smoke Monday, and I do like him. Delarin, Turner, Yell. There are some guys that are very intriguing you could find on the start of day 3. Maybe as it bleeds into later in the day, you find some other options. But let's talk about some of these guys. Smoke Monday. Yeah, he'll smoke your ass. This dude's 6'3", 200 pounds, and my Lord, is he exciting to watch. This is another one, but not fast, not like that. He's 4.5, something like that, 40 time, but this is a dude that just looks like he wants to knock your head off. Another dude that's just really fun to watch. I think that, yeah, we are looking for that Dawkins-esque role. Kayvon Wallace has not lived up to it. I'd love to see him come into that role, but you need some competition there. And this is a guy that also struggles a little bit with coverage. So you're definitely not going to want that. That's why you could just get him and then, you sign Tyrann Mathieu. So up next, another guy from that same range, Bubba Bolden, and we'll see where he falls. This was kind of an intriguing one for me, just due to the fact that for Bubba Bolden, I didn't know if I really wanted to put him in this category, to be real with you. I thought maybe he could fall a little bit, but also I kind of wanted to use somebody else in this. So let's just talk about him first, and then you'll understand what I mean. But this dude, 6'3", 204, he is a beast. So you love that, but he's really odd. I don't know exactly where he's going to go, but he's an athlete, man, and he's got that size, and that's something you can't teach, man. So I'm always about, hey, in the later rounds, finding a project, that's fine. If there's somebody that, isn't great that you loved, hey, take a stab at somebody that could be, So I just think that he is kind of stiff a lot of the time. So he's definitely going to have a singular role, but could be very helpful, if you grab him in the 7th round, or maybe, whatever happens with him, you trade out with 2 of those 5ths, you drop back, get more picks, whatever the hell you're doing, he could be an option. Now, if you really want to drop down into that 6th, 7th round that we're just talking about here, I think there are some guys. And one of those guys, you see Quentin Lake pictured here. We're going to talk about him first. But there's a guy on this list that I kind of wanted to move up into the 5th round. I'm not sure where the hell to put him. Some things off the field, we'll talk about him in a second. Now, let's get going with Quentin Lake here. I think Quentin Lake, this would be a fine option end of day 3. I think that this is what you're looking for. Somebody with some high upside. Obviously, he's got some issues here, or he wouldn't be talked about right here. So I think the dude, though, when you look at, we're looking for a guy with that build. You don't need to teach that, right? So this is a guy that now is a versatile safety. Somebody, I think you sign a Tyrann Mathieu, you grabbed somebody else, or you didn't, whatever. But you got a Quentin Lake in here who can learn not only a little bit of free safety, but he can play some strong safety. So I think that the dude is pretty fun to watch for the prospect being that late. So he can definitely tackle well. You love to see that, but he's got to work on his footwork and his coverage skills. It's all that stuff. So I think that's somebody that, man, if he falls and you like him, go ahead and take him, Philadelphia Eagles. I'm all in. And now this young man, this is one where I really didn't know where to put him. I like him a lot. 6'2", 208 pounds, runs a 4.4 40. But this dude, oh, man, he got suspended. And it was some kind of violation. I don't know exactly what happened there. But, when he came back, man, this dude, holy hell. And I only put his stats here. I think he went to something that was like COFF. I don't know if that's Coffeeville, whatever the hell. But I didn't add those stats. I just added his FCS stats here. But go watch his FCS tape. This dude is just big, 6'2". He just looks lanky, man, but he can help you all over the place, man. He's good against the run, good in the pass. You see there, he's got 6 interceptions, 2 sacks, 5 forced fumbles. He goes after it, man. And I just think, he comes at you with great angles. That's what you want to see from a safety. He got great burst. But again, this is one of those guys, he's got those tight hips. You got to work on that. He's got to work on all kinds of things, man. And I could sit here and bash him, but that's not what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the things I like and why they would fit the Eagles system. So I think any of those guys would do just fine. But if you miss out, there could definitely be some options in the undrafted pool. So you want to keep your eye out for any of those guys because, look, man, the Eagles need to desperately add safety, and I wouldn't be surprised if it were more than one. But, after the draft, always a plenty of undrafted free agents. But that was it, ladies and gentlemen. That was your NFL draft positional outlook for the safety position. If you missed any of the past shows, go check them out. Talk about every single position. And now we're going to go probably later talk about some special teams if I have the time tonight. But draft's tomorrow. Going to be nuts. We're going to do the mock draft. We're going to talk about who I really want, all that great stuff. But I hope you enjoyed this content so far this offseason, but it's getting close, man. We're going to see what this team looks like, and then after the draft, we'll sign some more people. We'll have undrafted signings as well. So we're really going to get a better idea of what this roster looks like and what this team will be. So we shall see. My man, I appreciate you. Hope you're having a great one, dude. I cannot wait for this damn draft. Bring Smoke or Petrie to this team. Yeah, man, I love both those guys. Dude, sign me up. So excited about this draft. You guys have heard me for months now. I don't know where people are getting there's no talent in this draft because there is loads of talent in this draft. And if you missed any of them, go back to that YouTube and check them out. Appreciate you subscribing to that YouTube channel, turning the notification bell on, joining me while I talk some birds, whether you join in the conversation or just watching. I appreciate the hell out of all you guys. Appreciate hitting the like button, everything you do to support me. I honestly can't thank you enough. So I'm going to get rolling out, though. Got to take the kid to practice before the first game this Saturday. But you all have yourselves a great night. If you need me, have any questions about the draft, you can comment down below, or you can reach out on any of these platforms. And, hey, you want to talk birds, you want to talk life, whatever it is, always down. Appreciate you guys. Have yourselves a great night. Enjoy this beautiful weather. And as always, go birds!